Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy 26 and he's back on the YouTube, doing the YouTube grind. Endgame is officially launched and today's video is a banger to start it off with. We are going to be doing some video guides in a series that will teach you how to use a weapon in a concise way. None of these Lord of the Rings extended edition films that you're going to have to watch just to learn the charge blade. This is going to be it. Today we're starting off with the bow, probably the weapon that I have the most experience with, so we're going to get into it. Alright, okay. So one of the first things that I need to teach you guys about the bow, and it's a lot of thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that the bow has different levels of charge. The more that you charge it, the more damage it's going to be doing and the more arrows it's going to be shooting out. A lot of people don't understand that concept, and then they're like whispering in my ear, oh 26, the bow's trash, it doesn't do enough damage, how do I do more damage with the bow? You're saying it's like some top meta weapon and it's sick. The bow doesn't do enough damage. Once you understand that concept of charging the bow and the way that you can intertwine your power shots and your spread shots and your normal shots and your rapid shots and your dragon piercers and all them things up in the mix, that's when you'll actually have an understanding of the weapon and you'll see the DPS that you really want in the weapon. So now you're probably thinking, how do I charge the bow? There are a number of different ways in which you can charge the bow. The first one, and the most simple one, which is the traditional way that you used to charge a bow in Monster Hunter games, is just holding down the shoot button and it will ascend through the different levels of charge. The other ways of charging are by dodging. Each time you dodge, you actually add additional level of charge onto the bow. Also, what you can do is shoot. Shooting the bow will now charge it. And that is a complete game changer and changes the way that the bow functions in Monster Hunter World. Adds a huge amount of mobility to the bow, and I feel like a lot of people that are disheartened about using a bow or don't like it don't realise that this is a concept because they don't read the Hunter's Notes. Don't blame them, the Hunter's Notes is completely dead. But once you realise that, you'll understand that the bow is a sick mobility damage house in Monster Hunter World. Let's show you some example combos. Let me tell you something. Power shots extend the length of the combos that you do with your bow, and this is where you get all the DPS from. What the speedrunners have been doing now is that they have actually been started mixing that in with their normal shots. So you start off with a quick shot, then you go normal shot, and then you go power shot. And this will do shoot out a lot more arrows than you would have if you just went normal shot, normal shot, normal shot. And if you have the Mighty Bow Jewel, it's actually stacked on top of that. So you can get an additional level of charge plus an additional power shot. So you can go quick shot, normal shot, power shot, normal shot, power shot, and it does crazy damage. That is one of the styles of play that you can do with a bow. The other one is whereby, and I personally like it, is whereby you actually keep your level of charge at your maximum level, and this is really good for multiplayer hunts in particular. You keep your maximum level of charge by dodging after you get to the final level of charge, so you can do the original combo like I said just then, but then you keep on dodging and then going normal shot, power shot, and then dodge again. Oh, when I tell you, it feels so clean and crisp. This is the way that I play the bow. But if you're speed running and you're in a solo hunt, I definitely recommend just using a normal combo because the dodge dancing method uses a lot of stamina, Yeah, that's basically it for the combos, but you do need to know about Dragon Piercer, Arc Shot, and Critical Distance. So Critical Distance is basically the bow's way of being at the optimal distance to do the most damage. If you're standing outside of critical distance, you won't do as much damage as if you were standing inside of the critical distance. The way to know if you're in critical distance is that there'll be two reticle circles on the screen indicating that you are at critical distance. It's super forgiving in Monster Hunter World. In other Monster Hunter games, the screen would shake a bit and it would have less visual indicators, but this time in Monster Hunter World, all it is just two circles up and there will be orange circles and you know that you're standing in critical distance. moving on to Dragon Piercer. Dragon Piercer is a super cool move in Monster Hunter World and something that you kind of spec to if you want to do the most damage with it. But I'll teach you a couple of the things about it if you haven't used the bow before. Dragon Piercer benefits from the different levels of charge. So if you have a high level of charge, you'll do more damage. So make sure you're releasing those after charges so that you can get your most bang for your buck. Also, if you shoot from the head of the monster to the tail of the monster, it will do more hits. Like the longest length of the monster is where it will do more ticks. On Basil it's a bit different because if you hit it along the wings, it will actually do more damage than if you hit it from its face to its tail. But with the general rule for the Dragon Piercer is head to tail, it will do more damage, and you get a chance to cut the tail with the Dragon Piercer as well if you do that. Don't forget about Arc Shot. Arc Shot is the move that rains down spike balls onto the monster's head. This is actually really good at dealing impact damage, and while the numbers on the screen don't indicate that because they're quite small, this is another move that benefits from level of charge. So if you charge it up, it'll actually rain more times and do more damage at level 3 charge than it would do if you didn't charge it up. This deals impact damage, meaning that it will exhaust the monster and KO the monster if it's on the head, if it's raining on the head. It doesn't take that much to actually KO the monster as well. It also will break parts, so if you're fighting an Agante and you just want to like have a little bit of fun, then try doing your arc shots on it and spamming out arc shots. You can do multiple versions of this while mixing in your combos from earlier as well. A few questions that I actually get asked about coatings is like, where do I actually get them from? Am I crafting them? Where do I get them from? I'm like running out. So what you do is you go to the vendor in Astera that sells you potions and you actually buy them to box and then create a loadout. He will sell you every coating that you need to buy. Your close range coatings are built into the bows, so they're infinite. You don't need to buy any of those, but the other coatings such as power, poison, paralysis, sleep, blast, those are the ones that you actually need to purchase. The power coating is super essential. It adds basically like 50% damage to your DPS every time that you shoot a shot, those individual shots. And the status coatings, while melee weapons have a third of a chance to apply status effects, if you have a paralysis coating on, for every shot that you do with the bow, it'll actually have 100% status application on that shot, so you'll see a little puff of smoke indicating that it's actually applied that damage. And that's what makes the bow so powerful. When you mix in those power shots, you're hitting 5 arrows and each one of those arrows is applying status. So it only takes me about like a couple of cycles to actually apply my first status effect. Yeah, that's basically it. With that knowledge, you should be able to take on the most ferocious monsters. Obviously there's going to be a learning curve if you just picked up the bow for the first time, but just bear with it, be patient, and you'll get there and you'll see how much of a powerhouse the bow can be as a ranged weapon. Other than that, guys, we out.